Hello, 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 everyone out there. We are here on Two Guys Talking NFL. My name is Pat Gagliano, who's also known as
Pro G.
Yay, and I'm with my co-host today,
John Lesaine, and I'm known as
Smooth Dr. J.
I love it.
There we go. We're here talking football after week 6 of the NFL. And today's show, we're going to review, of course, some games from last week. John's going Lesaine again about another special topic.
Yes.
We'll have Pat's poll top 10. And this week for our feature, we will review the top 10 most cursed franchises in professional sports. They're mostly football, but not all. We'll
I can't wait
week
for that.
7. Yeah.
Yes.
Preview a great week 7 coming up in the NFL. Let's talk about week 6 games. So with the games this week, we had 4 tiers of games. The first tier was not quite enough, with Denver beating the New York Jets losing, I should say, in London to Denver by 2. Arizona losing to Indy. Only by 4 points. That was a tight game.
Very tight game.
We had Miami losing at the last second to the L.A. Chargers. And Dallas, on a last-second field goal, loses to the Panthers. We'll talk about a couple of those. We'll go through the other tiers first. The Road Warriors. You had Seattle over Jacksonville.
That was shocking. That was shocking for me.
There you
But
go.
Good win for the Seahawks.
Big win for the Rams over the hapless, suddenly, Baltimore Ravens.
They have no
17-3.
wings, y'all. They have no wings whatsoever.
They ain't flying nowhere.
Nope.
New England continues winning. New England is now in first place in their division, 4-2 record.
Who would have believed
Over the Bills.
that?
Yeah. They beat the Saints, and then the Bears on Monday Night Football came back with a last-second field goal. We'll talk about that one in a minute. To beat the Washington Commanders.
Yes.
No more.
Yeah, I heard what you're about to say. Yes. I know. It's already ingrained in you. Yes.
You know, all those years. Some home cooking games. We had New York over Philly on Thursday Night Football. Big upset there.
That was a dominating performance by the Giants. What a win for them.
Surprising. Green Bay over Cincinnati. That was expected, even with Joe Flacco at quarterback. You had Tampa Bay over San Fran and Atlanta over Buffalo in another upset, even though Atlanta was home. You have Pittsburgh over Cleveland and Las Vegas beating Tennessee. And Tennessee fires their coach after that game. Brian Callahan's out.
I cannot say that I'm shocked whatsoever. That they just have not been good.
Yeah.
They just haven't been.
And maybe one of the biggest games of the week, Kansas City all over Detroit, 30-17, Sunday Night Football. You know, Goff and Mahomes both played well in this game.
They did.
The story of this game to me was Kansas City defense shutting down the Detroit running game. Their leading rusher at 65 yards, and Jamar Gibbs. And the Kansas City offense, Kelsey and Mahomes, they came up big again.
I think they might have found their issues, and I think they might have corrected some things, so they should be on the right track now.
The Chiefs are coming on strong. Rashee Rice is coming back
Yes.
this week. Look out for the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yes.
So back to that Thursday night game, Cam Scatterboo. He did very well.
Scatterboo, I was like, scatter who? Scatterboo.
Scatterboo through that Philadelphia defense for 3 touchdowns on the night. Jackson Dart had a hot game too, 195 passing, 58 yards rushing.
I was very impressed with Dart.
Has
on
the New
Thursday
York
night.
Giants found their franchise quarterback, you think, after 3 games? Can we call it?
I don't know that we could call it just yet. I need to see more consistency out of Dart.
And how about the New York Giants defense? Sacking Jalen Hurts 3 times. Brian Burns had 2 of those, who leads the NFL now with 7 sacks. Yeah, the Giants are 2-4.
The Giants are 2-4, but Pat, one thing I can say about this game, I think this game was more about Philly's inability to score offensively more than anything else. They have some issues there offensively they have got to solve.
They do. Let's get back to that Chicago-Washington game on Monday Night Football. The last-second field goal after Jaden Daniels fumbled. Now, it was pouring down rain. It was bad condition. But I was watching that. I said, the only thing that could go bad for Washington that they can't win this game is a turnover. And then immediately, fumbled
away.
Jake Moody. You know, Jake Moody was the starter for the Niners this year in week 1.
Yes.
They fired him after the first game because he missed so many kicks.
Yes, and then it was a whirlwind for him, and wow, what a way for redemption for Moody.
From GOAT to hero in a few weeks.
Yes.
With a new team. There you go. 4 field goals on the day. And yeah, so the Carolina Panthers winning at home against Dallas.
I am proud of the Panthers. I think we're pounding again just a little bit, baby. Sitting at 3-3 now. Great win for the Panthers in Charlotte.
With over 9 minutes left, it was tied at 27.
Yes.
And both teams had their chances to win this game.
They sure did.
And finally, Bryce Young drove him down. He had 199-yard passing, 3 touchdowns. Pretty good day for Bryce Young.
He's steady.
Rico Dowdle, though. Rico Dowdle looked amazing. It's the Dallas defense. I mean, Rico's pretty good. But what did Colin Cowherd say this week on The Herd? He said that the Dallas defense make Rico Dowdle look like Adrian Peterson.
I had to think. I couldn't even,
He was one of those great running backs. He
I
looked like
mean,
the best running back in the league.
But for Dowdle, I will also say this, Pat. For Dowdle, he had a little bit of the revenge factor because he played for the Cowboys, and now he's doing great things for the Panthers.
Dak did well. Dak did well. He was 25 of 34, 3 touchdowns, 261 yards. Bottom line, Dak can't do it all. He doesn't play linebacker.
No.
He doesn't play edge.
No.
He doesn't play DB.
Yeah, no. I mean, it seems like they let go of a great defensive player, but we're not going to talk about that right now.
How about that top 10 matchup with Tampa Bay at home over San Francisco? And this game got worse. Not only did San Francisco lose, but they lost Fred Warner, one of their top defenders. Yeah. He's out for the year with a dislocated broken ankle now. I don't know how many more injuries they can play through.
I don't know how many more injuries they can play through either. So
Christian McCaffrey's still healthy for now.
for now, yes.
I mean, you got to always say that about it. And MVP candidate Baker Mayfield. 5-1 Tampa Bay Bucks. He threw for 256 yards. Great game for Baker.
I think Tampa Bay is for real, Pat. I do.
Yeah,
and then I think the Bucks are for real.
And just a couple fun facts from Week 6. Pittsburgh 6 sacks on Cleveland and Dylan Gabriel rookie. Dylan Gabriel's not the answer there. Here's another dark horse MVP candidate, Jonathan Taylor of the Indianapolis Colts, who are 5-1. He has over 600 yards rushing already this season.
I'm still not sold totally on the Colts. We have to see.
We'll see what's coming up. He's got 7 TD2s. And the Jets, of course, minus 10 net passing yards in the game. Yes, I read that right. They had minus 10 net passing yards. I didn't know that was possible.
And Aaron Glenn still defended Justin Fields. That's
you
amazing.
And I had more passing yards than
we sure did.
All right, so coming up, what are we going to have next? We're going to have the extra special treat of John's Going Lesaine.
And the no reasonable argument against definitive rankings of NFL teams, Pat's poll.
That's right. There's no reasonable argument against it.
Not at all.
And you have to be crazy, too.
Yes.
From the Langford Communications Center in Newberry College, we are two guys talking NFL. Pat Gagliano here.
And John Lesaine.
And Smooth Dr. J over there is ready for his feature of the day because John's going Lesaine about something in the NFL, possibly. I don't even know what you're going to talk about. Let's just hear it.
Well, Pat, you said it is a very extra special treat, right?
And yes.
Halloween is indeed coming up, so here is your treat. Brian Branch, my brother, my friend, my homie, even though we don't know each other personally.
But you kind of do now.
Yeah, we kind of do now. Everybody kind of knows who this dude is. Brian, do you realize that you do play the game of football, which allows you, within the rules, within reason, to actually hit somebody? You can actually drop somebody, hit somebody, into the ground. But after the game is over, please don't go throwing cheap shots at other players. Dude, what were you doing? Now, your team already lost. You already lost. You already got your behinds kicked by the Kansas City Chiefs. But then you add insult to injury by going and throwing a cheap shot at Juju Smith-Schuster. Bro, come on. Everybody saw exactly what it is that you do. Now, what Brad said was, here's his excuse. Well, there was a cheap shot that was thrown at me during the game, so I guess he felt like he needed to get some retaliation. But Branch, let me tell you this, brother. You have actually just put your team in a very, very, very tough spot because the NFL has decided to suspend you. Now, he is going through the appeals process. I don't know that appeal is actually going to get upheld. I mean, or I don't know if it's, I don't know if it's going to get overturned because Branch has a history of doing dumb stuff in games. He's been fined by his team for certain penalties and things of that nature that he's already had. Now, the other key implication of this is the fact that you're not going to be suspended for a big Monday night game coming up against I think it's Tampa Bay. Yeah. And so, dude, what are you doing, man? Keep your hands to yourself, brother. Keep your hands to yourself. During the game, it's okay for you to hit somebody within the rules, within reason, but keep your hands to yourself, man. My rant is over. There's your treat.
Gotta agree with you on this one, John. I saw that at the end of the game, and I said, "What's going on?"
Yes.
What could have happened? It's and he said something happened during the game that they didn't call on Patrick Mahomes, and I don't know.
He felt disrespected, but man,
excuses are for losers. That's what I say. Excuses are for losers.
Yes, they are.
Just live with it, and you're not going to get all the breaks. And he certainly made a boneheaded play there.
He sure did.
Yeah, even if they do an appeal, it's not going to happen before Sunday, is it? So he's out for the game.
Well, they say they possibly could hear before, but you got to think about the spot that puts Detroit in because they don't know if they're going to have him, so they got to see what they're going to do from a schematic standpoint.
The most important ability for any player is availability.
Correct, yes.
He's unavailable this week.
He's unavailable.
Let's talk about Pat's poll, which is always available to you. You can see the entirety of Pat's poll, the definitive rankings of NFL teams, on the Two Guys Talking NFL Facebook page. Weekly, it gets updated and posted there, so look for it. We're going to talk about the top 10 teams this week. Big shakeup again, 2 weeks in a row. I'm telling you what, this year, I feel like the games are the most unpredictable they've been in a long while.
I agree, but that's what makes it so beautiful, Pat. We just don't know what's going to happen week to week.
So this might be a little non-traditional, but Pat's poll is definitive and non-traditional. And the number 10 team fell 4 notches after a victory in London this week. The Denver Broncos, very unimpressive victory over the lowly Jets. And the Broncos fall down to number 10. They're 4-2. They're still fine. Sean Payton's got them going well.
Yeah, but to only score 13 points against the Jets,
they struggle.
You got to put a little
lost
more.
That game easily. I was hoping the Jets could win that one because we don't want the Jets to win this week.
No.
Because we know who's going to New York this week. That'd be our Carolina Panthers because we're here in South Carolina.
That's exactly right.
On to Pat's poll. Number 10, Denver. Number 9, the Eagles tumbled down from number 4 after their loss to the G-Men.
It's as much as Philly is struggling, offensively especially, they are still a very good football team.
They are. They're still in first place, still the Super Bowl defending champs. Buffalo Bills also lost on the road this week in Atlanta. That was a surprise.
Very surprising. Isn't that 2 straight losses for the Bills?
It is. And Sean McDermott said after this game, the Bills have to take their bye week now to they need to really regroup.
Yes.
And figure out what's going wrong.
They'll be all right.
4-2. They're down to number 8 this week. The Pittsburgh Steelers hold at number 7 with their ho-hum victory over the Cleveland Browns. We'll talk a little bit more about the Browns' history later.
Yes.
The most cursed franchises. Okay, the Pittsburgh Steelers in at number 7. The Rams up to number 6, up from number 11. Good victory for them on the road at Baltimore.
Very good. Even though this is not the same Baltimore team, this was in a matchup that we were expecting early on in the year. Yeah. Still to go on the road, hold that team to 3 points in a tough environment. Great win for the
Road
Rams.
Warriors.
Yes,
that's right. Matthew Stafford continues his strong year. Indianapolis Colts up from number 10 to 5 this week. They're a 5-1 record, best record in the AFC.
Yeah.
Okay, you're not impressed yet. John's not impressed.
I'm still not sold on the coach yet, so I got to see. I just got to see.
They're winning their division. Okay, and then you got the Lions tumbling. They got the number 1 spot last week, and they promptly go and lose.
I don't think you cursed them, did you?
I hope not. That means Tampa Bay will lose this week.
I know, right?
Oh, I just gave away the number 1 team, didn't I? That's okay. We're getting the Bucks are number 1. But the Chiefs, meteorically, is that a word? Meteorically, rise up the poll from 15 all the way up to number 3. Chiefs are back, folks. They're going to keep winning a lot of games this year and make the playoffs.
They honestly are. They got a couple of important matchups coming up within the next couple of weeks. So it'll be interesting to see if they keep that momentum going.
The way Denver struggled with the Jets, the way the Chargers are struggling to win now and losing games to teams like New York Giants, I'm telling you, Kansas City might very well take their division back and win it again.
They very well could.
I mean, they're really close now. The Packers up to number 2 with their 3-1-1 record.
Got to go with the Packers. They deserve it.
Got to love them as a coach.
You got to go up there. They have to be up there.
And the number 1 team in Pat's poll, the Tampa Bay Bucks with MVP candidate Baker Mayfield. Everyone's getting hurt. Emeka Egbuka got hurt this week.
It's crazy.
And another player out. And Mayfield just wills his team to it. Did you see that 14-yard run?
I did.
It was 3rd down and 11 or something.
It was impressive.
He just knocks people over, keeps going, knows right where the marker is. He's playing really smart football this time in his career.
The Bucks are playing some really good football.
They're exciting to watch.
They are.
Fun. And they didn't have to win in the last second.
No, they did not have to win in the last second this time.
So,
they did not.
What other noted on Pat's poll? We're about to wrap up, but the New England Patriots are up to 15.
Yes.
You've got, the Dallas Cowboys at 21. You've got, let's see, Carolina Panthers up to 23 in the poll. And, of course, the Jets are last at 0-6. So what's happening next, John, following our break?
Following our break, we are going to be looking at the top 10 most cursed franchises.
In all pro sports.
Yes.
According to ChatGPT, for whatever they know.
Yeah, and it's ChatGPT.
But, we know more than them, so we might argue with someone.
Absolutely.
But we'll still talk about those top 10.
I'm looking forward to it.
Yay.
And hey, ladies and gentlemen, we're back with our next section. Our next part of this show, Two Guys Talking NFL with my good homie.
Pro G here.
And I'm Smooth Dr. J. This show this week, we haven't done sponsors the past couple of weeks. Our sponsor for this show is State Farm Insurance, because like a good neighbor,
State Farm is there.
Yes, sir. And State Farm takes care of you.
Jake.
Yeah, absolutely.
Jake.
Yes.
I like that name, Jake. Okay, good. Yeah. So we're going to talk about the top 10 most cursed franchises. Now, last week we talked about the quarterbacks we most like to have a beer with.
Yes.
You might need a beer or 6 if you're a fan of any of these teams.
Absolutely.
Yes,
or in one particular city.
Well,
but
I just happen to grow up in that city, but
Yeah.
we'll talk about them. Number 10, Minnesota Vikings. So they've had 65 seasons. They've had a pretty good one-loss record overall, but they have 4 Super Bowl appearances, and how many have they won?
None.
0. So their championships in 1969, they lost the Super Bowl to Kansas City, and they lost all the Super Bowls pretty handily, 23-7. They lost to Miami a few years later, 24-7. In 1974, they lost to Pittsburgh 16-6, and in 76, they lost to Oakland 32-14. They haven't even been in the Super Bowl in 50 years.
Wow.
Long time, and Minnesota, they've had some good teams. They had Brett Favre for a while. Right?
Yeah, they did. They absolutely did.
Some heartbreak there and Minnesota's number 10.
Yeah, and the thing that Minnesota has going for them, the stadium is lovely. Okay, now we'll go to number 9, and we go on over to Orchard Park, New York, and Buffalo, the Buffalo Bills. Oh, why are the Bills considered to be one of the most top 10 cursed franchises of all times? Well, they've been the bridesmaid far too many times. They appeared in 4 consecutive Super Bowls from 1990 to 1993. And Pat, how many of those did they win?
0. Same as the Vikings.
Absolutely. 0, zilch, none. And don't get me wrong, those Bills teams weren't any slouch whatsoever. They were really, really, really good. Now, also, recently, they haven't been able to get over the hump because they have won the AFC East the past 5 seasons, but haven't gotten to the Super Bowl.
Yep. That's it. Mm-hmm. They are. I don't know if they should be on this. They're doing really well now, but we'll see.
Yeah.
All right. To the NBA, the National Basketball Association. Season kicks off in a week.
It sure does.
Very exciting. The Sacramento Kings. They've had 1 playoff appearance in the last 20 years. That was in 20. That was in just a few years ago.
Yeah, I was about to say, yeah. It was
one
very
playoff
recent,
appearance since 2006. That was in 2022. Yeah. They've had 2 conference finals since 1964 and lost them both. 1 NBA Finals appearance. They won, actually. But players they've had some good players. Players like Chris Webber. Oscar Robertson played for them. Tiny Archibald. Nate Tiny Archibald, yeah?
Yep.
Mitch Richmond, Vlade Divac, and Peja Stojakovic. Domantas Sabonis is their current star on the team. And last year they had another star with him, but guess what?
They traded him.
De'Aaron Fox over in San Antonio now. Sacramento Kings, number 8.
And so we'll move on to number 7. We'll go up to Michigan with the Detroit Lions. They've won several NFL championships and playoff bowls, but they have not won a Super Bowl. Now, the Lions also have an all-time NFL regular season and playoff winning percentage of .460, but they also had that infamous 0-16 season in 2008.
With Wayne Fontes as the coach.
Yes, with Wayne Fontes. Was it Wayne Fontes or who was it?
I think it might have been Wayne Fontes, but if not,
was it Schwartz? James Schwartz? It was somebody, yeah.
Somebody
Either way, that's not the right side of history that you want to be on.
It's not good.
Yep.
Yeah. So number 6 on our list is the first team from Cleveland. So forgive me if I get a little.
It's okay.
A little misty.
I'm here for
Bring
you.
back some painful memories. No World Series titles for the Cleveland Guardians, or Indians as they used to be called, since 1948. In the 1990s, their teams were stacked. How could they have lost those World Series in 95 and 97? Listen to these players that were on the team in 95. They lost in 6 games to the Braves. Kenny Lofton, Omar Vizquel, Carlos Baerga, Eddie Murray, Albert Bell, Manny Ramirez, Jim Thome, Sandy Alomar, and, of course, Oral Hershiser was the ace of the pitching staff.
That's crazy.
And they lost.
That's crazy.
And then in 1997, same thing. They lost in Game 7 to the Florida Marlins in 11 innings. They had Roberto, remember the Alomar, on that team. Omar Vizquel again. Yeah, a lot of the same players. David Justice was on that team. Matt Williams. Tommy was still there. Oral Hershiser. And Bartolo Colon. The biggest heartbreak of all was the Cubs in 2016.
Yeah.
Cleveland had that World Series one. They led 3-1, and they lost Game 7. Oh, just terrible stuff. And this year, they rallied from 15.5 down against Detroit, won the division, promptly lose to Detroit 2 out of 3 at home in the first round of the playoffs.
That's a tough one.
Pardon me while I wipe my tears. Talk about another team.
It's okay. We'll move on to number 5 on our list, and that is the Los Angeles Clippers, formerly the San Diego Clippers. People don't realize that. But they can't consistently win in the playoffs, having to deal with injuries. They've choked in the playoffs numerous times, and most infamously, they blew a 3-1 lead against Denver in the bubble in 2020. The Clips, can't get past the second round.
The New York Jets coming in at number 4. Broadway Joe won Super Bowl III in 1969 after his preposterous prediction they would. And Coach Aaron Glenn can dance.
Yes, but
those are the two highlights of the team forever. They had the butt fumble, the fake spike. Bill Belichick resigned one day after he took the job. The punch that broke Geno Smith's jaw a few years ago. They traded for Tim Tebow. And coaches, you hire Rich Kotite and Adam Gase as your coach. Okay, you do.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. Go ahead for number 3.
Number 3, we go to Chicago, the Chicago Cubbies. And, Chicago, the Cubs are very, famous with curses. The curse of the Billy Goat in 1945, the curse of the Black Cat in 1969, and who can forget the famous incident with Steve Bartman in 2003. Now, some people argue that the Cubs, curse is gone since they won the World Series in 2016, but still the Cubs. Yes. Go right ahead.
Number 2, the Cleveland Browns. Where do we start? 41 starting quarterbacks since 1999. The franchise moved to Baltimore. The city fought to keep the name. You had great players. Bernie Kosar, Marvin Schottenheimer at coach. The drive and the fumble. It's hard for me to say these things. I'm not going to talk about them too much more. They even had the number 1 draft pick a few years ago with Baker Mayfield, who won a playoff game in Pittsburgh. And now he's gone to Tampa, and he's going to be the MVP.
That's crazy. And at number 1, we got the New York Knicks, who have had a string of bad luck since 1971 with winning the championship, with mismanagement, poor player personnel decisions. Some blame it on Spike Lee, but most people blame it on James Dolan.
I'm blaming it on Reggie Miller.
Yeah, they can blame it on Reggie Miller also.
All right, so when we come back, this made me sad. When we come back, we're going to get in a good mood and preview Week 7 of the NFL.
That's exactly right. This is Two Guys Talking NFL. And we're back with our final segment of this week's edition of Two Guys Talking NFL with
Pat Gagliano, Pro G here.
And John Lesaine, that smooth Dr. J.
Here we are. Yeah, we want to, before we get too much further, we want to thank our audio engineer, Zach. Zach does a great job every week for us. Yay, Zach. And our director, Marshall.
That's right.
Yes.
Thank you all.
And the Newberry College Communications program for sponsoring our show and hosting us. NFL Week 7 starting on Thursday night in the AFC Central. Used to be one of the black and blue games. I think one team is going to be more black and blue than the other after this one. Pittsburgh at Cincinnati on Thursday Night Football, John. Then we've got the L.A. Rams going to London to meet a home game for the Jacksonville or the London Jaguars. They play there every year, it feels like. And
It sure does. I mean, I'm sure they got some stock and tea and crumpets up over there.
So that should be a good game. Both teams are doing well this year. Both are 4-2. The Rams at Jacksonville. How do you see that game turning out?
I have the Rams winning this game. I have the Rams beating the Jags. I do.
Yeah, it's tough for me to pick against them. I'm going to go with you on that one. Rams and over Jacksonville in London. Yes. New Orleans is playing at Chicago. I think the Bears are starting to find something here with Ben Johnson and Caleb Williams finally. And I mean, they're playing New Orleans. They should win.
That's what I'm saying. They get New Orleans at the right time. Yes.
Miami at Cleveland. Oof. Now, this is not a top 10 matchup.
What is this, the pillow fight of the week?
This could be the toilet bowl of the week.
Let's say the pillow fight of the week.
Yes, 1-5 teams. Somebody's going to be 1-6. This could be the game that who's coaching their last game. You never know.
All right, Pat. So here goes. You want to know who I think is going to win this game?
I know who I'm picking, but who are you picking?
Neither. They're going to end in a tie.
Stop! You can't pick a tie. Okay, pick a tie. I'm picking Cleveland. Cleveland! They're going to come up and find a way to beat Miami.
They're going to beat the Dolphins.
go whoever the quarterback might be. Okay, let's get Shador in there, I'm thinking.
I know.
Las Vegas at Kansas City. Kansas City. Okay, probably keep rolling here.
I agree.
Indianapolis at the L.A. Chargers. This could be a very interesting game, but here I might agree with you. I think the Chargers are going to take it.
I do think the Chargers win this game.
Indianapolis are going to come back to earth a little bit.
Absolutely.
Here's a game to pick. Philadelphia at Minnesota. Minnesota's been on a bye week.
Yes.
They had a couple of bad losses. And Philadelphia, they lost to Pittsburgh and Atlanta this year.
Yes.
So who are you thinking is going to win this game?
I'm going with the Eagles. I think the Eagles are going to bounce back, and I think they're going to get this win on the road at the Vikings.
I will go against you and pick Minnesota to win at home against the defending Super Bowl champ. You got Carolina at the New York Jets. Can Carolina keep it going?
I think they can, and they're going to get over 500 for the first time in a long time.
It's always dangerous when you're playing an unvictorious team.
Correct,
because they're going to win sometime. Any team can beat anybody. Tennessee is hosting the New England Patriots. The first place Patriots, as we said.
And this game is very interesting because Mike Vrabel comes back to Tennessee, but of course he's not coaching against the guy that replaced him. So interesting game there.
Yeah, because they got a new coach. Who are they? Yeah, New York Giants at Denver.
The Broncos.
Yeah, not much to talk about there. Although Jackson Dart surprises, you'll see.
Yep.
Scatterboo scoots. Green Bay at Arizona. The Packers should win.
Packers should win that game, absolutely.
Washington at Dallas, the classic rivalry. Both teams hurting a little bit after stinging losses last week.
They are.
How do you see this one turning out?
The Cowboys will defend home turf. The Cowboys win this game.
I'm going opposite you.
You going with the Commanders?
Commanders. That's for Nick. Nick Setzer. Atlanta at San Francisco. Sunday night football game. Atlanta surprised Buffalo last week. Can they do it 2 weeks in a row against a quality team?
The way that San Francisco is actually beat up right now with injuries, it wouldn't shock me if the Falcons win this game. I have the Falcons going into Levi Stadium and pulling the win.
No, San Fran. All right, Tampa Bay at Detroit. Top 10 matchup of the week. Tampa Bay at Detroit on Monday Night Football. We have two Monday Nighters again this week.
Yes.
But this week it's an early and a late. I think it's a 7 o'clock and a 10 o'clock start-ish. Yeah, so Tampa Bay's the early game. Who you thinking about this one?
The Bucks.
At Detroit.
Yes, the Bucks.
I think Tampa Bay's been riding such a high. I think the Lions. Now listen, my heart is in Tampa. I used to live in Tampa too. I love the Bucks. I love Baker, as you know. But I've got to pick Detroit in this one just because I think that Dan Campbell is going to find a way to get them all ready to bite people's kneecaps off again, and they probably will in this one. And Tampa Bay's decimated with injuries.
They are.
They're on their 5th and 6th string receivers.
Well, hopefully nobody will slap anybody after the game is over.
That would be the hope. For this one. Yes,
absolutely.
Okay, good. Just let Baker Mayfield go kiss his little daughter and his beautiful wife again, because that's what he did last week.
That's so cute.
Houston at Seattle in Monday Night Football. Now, the Houston Texans started to come on a little bit. They're trying to win their division. Seattle, still in it. They're 4-2, tied for the division lead in the NFC West. Good game, Monday Night Football. Who do you see winning this one? This one, to me, is almost like a coin flip.
I don't think Houston has enough. I have Seattle getting this win.
After saying all those positive comments about Houston, I'm picking Seattle. Okay. Yes, okay.
No bait and switch.
The bye week this week for Baltimore and Buffalo. So the Ravens won't lose this week.
No, they can't.
Thanks to Newberry College, as we said, the Langford Communications Center. Look for us on Instagram, on Facebook, Two Guys Talking NFL. That link drops when? Wednesdays?
Wednesdays at 1 p.m.
There you go. We have new podcasts each week. And leave some comments. You can find us on YouTube, Flow Sports.
Yes.
And thanks again to our wonderful technicians here, Marshall directing, and Zach, our engineer. John, thank you.
Thank you, Pat. It's always a pleasure, man.
Smooth Dr. J. Peace and love to you.
I love you too, Pro G. Have a good one now.
Love you, brother. Bye.